Okay, dear Dhamma friends, we have come to the last question and answer session. So I invite to present with the written questions.
Venerable Sir, today altogether we have 8 questions and some of the questions have 2 parts in it. Okay. Question number 1, Avasarai Swamin Wahansa, sitting meditation. This small note is to thank you for the advice given on Friday with regard to sitting meditation. As I confirm, my sitting meditation deteriorated during last 2 months. However, as advised by you, I took it easy and concentrated on the in-breath today, and I was able to concentrate on the breath, mostly the in-breath. Much merit to you. Second part, walking meditation. While walking, at one point, I was feeling happy. However, I ignored the happiness and concentrated on the feet walking. Once this happened during sitting meditation, and you advised not to concentrate on the breath. Hence, I remembered this and applied to walking meditation. Did I do the correct thing? May the Triple Gem bless you.
So, as far as I understood, while walking, you felt happy, but you didn't turn your attention to happiness, and then you continued to be aware of the sensations. Yeah, no problem. I mean, actually, we can't say kind of a really strict rule where, I mean, all these are changing phenomena. So, if you are in the body, you are simply feeling the sensations, how they are changing, you are in the Kayanupassana. So, if these things, when these things occur, if you are feeling happy, if you are feeling light, and if you pay your attention to that happiness, that lightness, then you are in the Vedanaupassana. So, all are valid experiences. So, typically we begin with Kayanupassana, which is body related and which is more gross, and the beginner can easily understand it, easily check it, it is verifiable. So we begin with Kayanupassana. So while walking, so therefore when you are touching the ground, so you feel it gross, you feel it rough, you feel it stiff. So all these things you instantly, at that point, you immediately understand. Then next foot is touching, you feel somewhat similar and little different sensations, you simply understand those. So in a way, they help us to develop present moment awareness. On the other hand, they help us to develop some kind of understanding what will happen to these all sensations. Are they permanent, or are they different, or are they impermanent? Is it what I have expected, or is it completely beyond my control? So likewise, more and more we experience these things, so a certain kind of understanding develops in our mind. So all are kind of valid experiences. So on the other hand, we can say everything belongs to 5 aggregates. So in the Kayanupassana level, we are giving more prominence to the form aggregate. And when it comes to the feeling, Vedananupassana, we are giving more prominence to the Vedana, that is the feeling aggregate. So all are actually together. So but we are, for our easy understanding, so we are giving certain prominence to each and every section, different sections, and then we are understanding. So whichever is prominent to you, if when you are walking, if you feel that the touch sensation is more prominent, then just be with it. If you feel that due to this process you got some kind of happiness, and you can easily now concentrate your attention to that happiness more than the touch sensation, it also doesn't matter. Yeah.
Thero Saranai, Gauravaniya Swamin Wahansa. I am doing Chittanupassana. Middle of the sitting meditation, I was in very peaceful and empty stage. Then after I lost my mind. I can't find my mind. Within brackets, hitta penne nathi una. But it was a very peaceful stage. Then few minutes later, within brackets 10 to 15 minutes, I saw a belt. It was an endless belt, but I think it is my mind. Actually, I don't know what it is, within brackets, but I feel that belt is my mind. Please guide me. Theruvan Saranai.
Belt.
Belt. B-E-L-T.
So, the situation is when you are simply watching your mind, and you are watching a particular idea or kind of a thought, and then it disappears, and mind has gone to a kind of a hidden state, and so after some time you felt it like a belt. So am I correct? Okay. So are you fallen asleep? No? Because something happen when we don't have any kind of object to anchor upon, is that we can fall asleep. So if we have to make sure that we are not falling asleep when the object disappear, because the state which mind experiences when there is no object is fairly peaceful, no sort of fluctuation. So utterly boring, very subtle. So mind typically tends to sleep. So we have to again and again we have to practice again and again so that we maintain ourselves without sleeping. So one major sort of challenge when we are coming to this area is that when we are reaching that area, we are coming to a very subtle state, and therefore the available object what we were looking at is also fading away. So mind also slowly go to drowsiness or sleepiness. Ultimately we might fall asleep, so we should try to avoid it. But suppose you are successful and the object completely disappear, and in this case you are looking at your mind and the thought completely disappear, and you are in a kind of a peaceful state. So can you explain a little bit about the this peaceful state?
Avasaraya Swamini Wahanse. First I saw a line, that thick line.
Right.
Then it became some bed.
Right. So is it luminous? Is it bright, or is it like dark?
It is bright.
Bright.
Yeah, bright bed. Then it is no color,
right,
but it's bright. But the problem is it's endless.
Endless.
Yeah. I saw what is the start, beginning, and end.
Right.
There's
nothing.
Nothing.
So basically, if even this is available, then itself is an object.
I thought it is object, but because I am so curious, what is that? Yeah. What is happening?
Yeah, basically, even as that kind of light occurs, and this light then becomes your object of mind. So suppose you now gone out of the thoughts, but kind of an image is there, kind of a sign is there. Now sign is enough for your mind to sort of anchor upon. It is, you don't need a very gross object. Now even a very slight kind of a cloud-like thing, smoke-like thing, very light sort of light source type of thing. All are all right. Anything is possible, but still you are in it. Rather than telling in it, you have an object. But I mean, I am not telling that you should not have an object. So it's okay. I mean, first, when these things are happening, because if someone tell, okay, when your breath disappear, immediately you will land upon in emptiness. So it may be it may be too early to say like that, because it is a kind of a gradual process. You still have some kind of mental object which is not that visible, but mind has some kind of capturing in it, and later on, due to your focused attention, there may be concentration developing. So that is what happens in the samatha side. So you are simply looking at a particular place with a fairly focused attention. Due to this focused attention, concentration now develops. And you feel like sort of lighter, you feel tranquil, and the mind get illuminated. You feel ultimately the sign. If you are doing Anapanasati, the Anapanasati sign appear. If you are simply doing some other meditation but looking at in the front, still some kind of a form of a light can appear. So doesn't matter. I mean, if it happens, then so you can watch it in a distance and you can see how it change. Or else you can simply look at it in a very light mindset. Ultimately you will go into it. So many things can happen. So you have to go further and verify. It is too early for you to decide what it is. So don't sort of come to any kind of a prejudice. Just pass it. So I mean, next time also let it happen. So if it is happening, so just remain calm and see how it is changing. So if it is becoming brighter and it is absorbing you, doesn't matter. You are in a good concentration. Samatha concentration doesn't matter. No need to be afraid of it. And suppose it's also disappear and you are coming to a kind of a completely dark vacuum-like thing, probably you may be in emptiness. But it's also very difficult to immediately say, because these experiences you have to again and again, you have to come to that experience, then only you can be sure of something. Very first time, the second time, it's very difficult to say it properly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Venerable Bhante, you cleaned my kamatahan yesterday about the breeze from the fan, and I followed your instructions. By now, I can feel the breath and concentrate and be mindful. I feel something soft moving up and down through my nostrils, and when I am looking at it, it disappears from time to time. My chest is moving up and down, and I know I am breathing. Body feels light. Bhante, advice for further progress. Blessings of the Noble Triple Gem.
Yeah, when you are in Anapanasati meditation, keep your attention more towards the nostril, even though you can feel the chest is moving, the abdomen is moving. So if you are shifting your attention to those areas, you are losing your focus at the nostril. So in Anapanasati, so fairly, say, till you come to a fairly good concentration, better keep your attention at the nostril area without shifting it. Otherwise, you will be shifting. Shifting also you can do. Definitely, you have to do it later. But for that, you need to have a fairly concentrated mind. When your mind is fairly concentrated, then you can't distinguish whether this is in-breath or out-breath. It is so subtle. You feel something is there, but you can't distinguish. So it's a kind of indication that you have reached fair amount of concentration. At that time, you can use that you can use that concentration to focus various places, say touching points of the body. Then no harm. You can move to various places, no harm. But till that, keep your attention at the nostril and develop concentration. Yeah.
Venerable Sir, when I am doing Anapanasati, some days, sometimes after meditating for a while, I achieve the comfort state of mind with no thoughts or specific object focus. When sitting for a while like this, sometimes I feel sensations of my body, such as feeling my heart for a split second. It is that I feel a fleshy object beating once or twice, where I know my heart would be. So I assume I am feeling my heart. Then again, sometimes vibration in the body at different places which go off. Feeling of ants running on my head and face, etc. I guess that I am feeling arising and passing off of sensations. What I don't know is, Bhante, whether I should go on concentrating on the sensations of my body or go back to feeling of no thoughts and objectless state in my mind. Much merit to you, Bhante.
Actually, both are beneficial. May I know whose question is it? Yeah. For how long? Yeah. For how long you are meditating right now?
From 2008, but then I didn't really continue meditation that long.
Yeah.
For the past 3-4 years, I have been continuously
meditating. Okay. So, how are you reaching this emptiness?
Well, I first start Anapana with the nostril at the ear, and then the sensation ceases, the feeling of the Anapana.
Yeah.
Then I go to the sensation, the Anapana feeling in the back, but there is nothing I'm feeling in the present.
Mm-hmm.
Like no
in
thoughts
in the front. Right.
There's nothing in the front.
Yeah.
But somewhere back, I feel the breathing goes on, but not focused. So then I come to a very comfort feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And while I stay there, I start feeling sensations in that comfort zone with no feelings.
Yeah.
Then suddenly start feeling split second of whatever inside.
Okay.
Then
So if I ask you like this, now you are looking at Anapanasati, and so it appears like going somewhere like this. Is it? I mean, say you are looking at a kind of a say picture, or not say kind of an empty paper like thing, and the paper coming and going passing you. Is it something like happen?
Yes, it goes.
And then ultimately it is in the behind.
Yes, Anapana is somewhere behind. Yes, it's behind and nothing in focus.
In focus.
Yes.
So then you can't say it is emptiness. So basically what happens is when you are in the samatha side, so this Anapanasati creates a kind of a sign. So this sign actually, it's very difficult sometimes to keep stationary, keep stable and at a particular state. So it vary, it change, and if you are, so you have to do a perfect balancing. So if your attention when it is varying, so it might come forward and backward. So it is very, it's in a way somewhat uncomfortable when it is going, passing you and going behind. Now it is there in the behind, it's very difficult to focus. So it is a one way of, it is a manifestation of the Anapanasati, it's a concentration. Actually, it's in the samatha side. So I feel, now are you experiencing this for a long time now?
Yes, for about 2 years.
Is it happening every day?
Not every day. If I take intense, but like if you sit for a long time, more than 1 hour, if I sit like 1.5 to 2 hours, it happens.
So then I think you better shift your attention to your body rather than stay with Anapanasati. Say you stay with Anapanasati for say about after about 15 minutes or 30 minutes, what will happen to your Anapanasati? Is it become subtler?
Subtler.
Okay. So you can remain in that concentration? You can maintain it?
Maintain.
Can.
Yes,
okay. Then shift your attention to body. So don't stay focused on Anapanasati continuously. Say stay only 30 minutes. Maybe, if you feel that due to your concentration, after staying 30 minutes, that whatever thing appeared in your front started to move, then start before. Don't wait even 30 minutes. So you start say after 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, so just keep your attention at the nostril, and you may feel some kind of sensation. You might not be able to understand whether it is in breath or out breath, doesn't matter. And you take this concentration and move to somewhere you can feel. Say your legs are touching, your hands are touching, probably you can feel your weight, or some kind of such sensation. You move, completely shift your attention to the body and just start observing. So at the beginning you might not feel much. So this also has to be, you have to sort of familiarize. So you just keep it. Now say you shift your attention to the touch sensation of the hands. So you might feel little heat, you might feel little thrust, kind of a stiffness. You might feel the weight of one hand. So likewise certain indicators are there. So just be with them. And if you feel some other place is more prominent, you go and stay there. So slowly, your build up attention, your build up concentration will slowly transfer to where now you have introduced the new place, and just watch there. So likewise you now start focusing throughout your body, wherever some kind of pain, some kind of feeling, some kind of sensation is there, you just shift your attention. So better continue like that. Now don't continue with with the Anapanasati, because now it is going to some other side. Because again it is uncomfortable, and even if you go there more and more, you are going into the absorption side. So now I think since you have been for 4 years now, so I feel more than enough to go to Vipassana now. Yeah. Yes.
Much meditative.
Venerable Bhante, this yogi has 2 questions. Question number 1, with reference to the Dhamma sermon yesterday, is Shunyata state of mind the same as Animitta Samadhiya?
When we consider Animitta Samadhi, we can say it is little artificial, but it's a way of concentration. So Buddha says, Sabba nimittanang amanasikaro animittaya cha dhatuya manasikaro. You purposefully don't take signs of any other object. So there are signs available. Say, breath may be available, feelings may be available, thoughts may be available. So you are not purposefully taking these signs. Animittaya cha dhatuya manasikara, you keep on landing your mind on sort of some space without taking signs. So you are deliberately doing it, and ultimately mind come to a more and more, now you are associating this signless state. You are pushing away the signs, and you are trying to keep in the signless state, and now this develops as a concentration, and we call it as Animitta Samadhi. So the thing is, so when you are developing it, suppose you are able to maintain it 1 minute, then 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. So likewise, when you are mastering it, so then slowly, it becomes kind of a natural sort of, you understand how to reach that without much effort. Likewise, yesterday Dhamma talk, you are now coming to there with less effort. So more and more you come to the less effort. So you can now call it fairly as sunyata, because as far as I can understand, this samadhi, this animitta samadhi, sunyata samadhi, they are fairly early stages. But its maturity, we can call it as sunyata or animitta, which are little, we can say somewhat advanced. It advanced in the sense it is not extremely deep, but it is more sort of matured, more becomes natural, effortless. So that is how it is evolving. So at the beginning you need lot of effort to touch it, lot of effort to just understand it, and more dwell upon it, then it becomes kind of a natural state of your mind. then your norm becomes that. Your baseline becomes the sunyata. So then you know it is not something artificial, but it is a natural state of mind. But at the beginning, it is entirely artificial. You are pushing all the other signs away purposely, and you are trying to keep signless as your object. So it is artificial. It is artificial to your mind. But later on, you understand it is not artificial. It is the natural state of mind. It is my norm. It is my home. And then you are in a different side. So then only sometimes Buddha used the term animitta cheto vimutti. Cheto vimutti is a kind of a advanced state where your mind has no boundary now. At the beginning you have some focused, narrow sort of area where you are maintaining signless. Because there are certain other areas, all the signs are available. You keep them away and you are simply focusing on the signless. Later on, this expands. This expands and everywhere you feel no sign. Now you are pervaded with no sign. So fully in no sign. So Buddha says, Animitta Cheto Vimutti, Sunyata Cheto Vimutti. You are sort of a complete freedom of mind from signs. So then only we can say it is kind of sunyata or animitta. So it's a kind of an evolvement. Yeah.
Question number 2. Will the comfort state of mind with no thought, no object, if developed further, lead to shunyata state?
Yeah, I mean that is how we are sort of progressing. So this is the seed. So this is the seed. Now you have kind of a space, little space, say 1 second, 2 seconds. There is a thought, there is a 1 second no thought, and again there is a thought. So you were able to catch that little 1 second thoughtless, objectless period. Now your sort of effort is to how to enhance it. How can I make it 2 seconds? How can I make it 1 minute? How can I make it 10 minutes? Like that you are expanding. Yeah. So that is the beginning. So if you are simply saying this is sunyata, it's too early to say like that. Yes.
Venerable Bhante, referring to yesterday's sermon, Bhante, could you please explain further what you meant by experiencing stillness while sitting with open eyes? Theruvan Saranai.
Yeah, I mean, if you can remember what Venerable Sona was telling, that he's explaining Selo yatha eka gano vate na samirati Evang rupa rasa saddha gandha passacha kevala Ittha dhamma anitthacha nappa vedenti tadino Titan chittang vipamuttang vayang chassanu passati. It's a very beautiful, really deep verse coming in the Sona Sutta, which is in the Anguttara Nikaya Chakkanipata, where Venerable Sona says, so assume there's a rock. So this rock is so still, so solid, so firm, well established. And there's a wind coming from the one direction, it is unmoved. Wind coming from another direction, still unmoved. Wind coming from another direction, unmoved. Likewise, so there are itta kanda anittacha, all the pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, pleasant sound, unpleasant sounds, pleasant forms, unpleasant forms. All these things are there, but this person is not affected by it. So it does not mean that he can't hear things, he can't see things, but he can see things, he can hear things, but still his mind is not changing, his mind is still. So that is why, so when you are developing this side, so you can walk while your mind still. So, body is walking, mind is still. Body may be walking very fast, but mind is still inside. And say you are eating, mind is empty, mind is still. Say you are sweeping, your hands are moving, your legs are moving, but mind is still. So similarly, you are simply watching outside, eyes may be seeing certain things, you are simply sort of kind of glancing like view, but mind is still. So that is what I meant there. So you keep kind of open eyes, and still mind is not focused on a particular object. Say for example, now there are many statues here. So you can simply watch it, all the statues, without focusing on one particular statue. Can you do it? You all can do it. Something like that. So you have some kind of a gaze-like look, but none of the objects there available is capturing your attention. So something like that. So you have a kind of a overlook, but you see the big picture, but you are not dragged upon, you are not clinged upon to any particular object. So this is the kind of thing that you can have in this state. So you are now, if you completely close your eyes, so you have to check it yourself. So you can't, I can't keep a rule, telling a rule you should keep your eyes open. There is no such rule. You have to do it and see. If it is too much, if it is light is coming, if the forms are the visual forms are disturbing, you better keep your eyes closed. But now suppose your mind becomes so still and you are confident, now you can slowly open your eyes and see whether the sights are disturbing your mind. If it is not disturbing, probably keeping your eyes open might be more comfortable than deliberately closing your eyes. So you check and see. So if that is the case, you can simply open your eyes with a kind of a empty gaze, and you are not focused into anything. So it may be more comfortable, it may be more relaxing. So do as the way which is more relaxing. Which way is consuming less effort? So is it to keep your eyes open needs more effort, or is your eyes just closed needs more effort? So just try and see. I thought you all understood. So this is the phenomena, this is the strategy. So whichever is the way body kept, if it is consuming less effort, that is the way to go. If your way, whatever the way your eyes are kept, if it is consuming less effort, that is the way the eyes to keep. Whichever the way you are sort of, say if you are walking, whichever the way you are walking consumes less effort, and you are simply calming down yourself, smoothly you are going from this end to the other end, and you are sort of relaxing your sort of say stress, you are reducing your stress, calming down the stress. So that is the way to do. So it's a practical kind of a trial and error experience. Yeah.
Dear Venerable Sir, much merit to you for yesterday's exceptional talk on emptiness. I try my best to let go of especially negativism such as anger and the perception of I or ego, and as Venerable Dhammajiva advises, to mind one's own business. However, these last 2 days, my thoughts have been disturbed by worry and go around and round on an issue I am facing. I attempted to take a stand on 2 dogs who I fear may endanger an infant's life. The child is soon to be born. It is not mine and is no relative. I was painfully aware that I was trying to influence others' decisions. I was not minding my own business. Thoughts around this event keep running through my mind. I feel caught between a rock and a hard place. Feelings of moral responsibility to protect a helpless infant and feelings of spiritual responsibility is making someone else's problem my own, which indicates an ego. Please advise both from the point of view of spiritual progress and of moral responsibility. How I should handle such a situation? What would the Buddha do with metta?
Can you repeat the question?
Bhante, from the beginning?
Yeah.
Much merit to you for yesterday's exceptional talk on emptiness. I try my best to let go of especially negativism such as anger and the perception of I or ego, and as Venerable Dhammajiva advises, to mind one's own business. However, these last 2 days, my thoughts have been disturbed by worry and go around and round on an issue I am facing. I attempted to take a stand on 2 dogs who I fear may endanger an infant's life. The child is soon to be born.
You mean that infant is someone's infant? Someone's infant is there?
Born.
So
Born.
So you are afraid that the 2 dogs available might
Will
harm
attack.
him?
Yes, Bhante.
Right.
I was painfully aware that I was trying to influence others' decisions. I was not minding my own business. Thoughts around this event keep running through my mind. I feel caught between a rock and a hard place. Feelings of moral responsibility to protect a helpless infant and feelings of spiritual irresponsibility in making someone else's problems my own, which indicates an ego. Please advise both from the point of view of spiritual progress and of moral responsibility. How I should handle such a situation.
Yeah. So, are you a relative of this infant? No? Yeah. So, please, yeah. So this infant is close by your house, or
That's
is
correct.
close by your house?
Yes, correct.
And is he going to be sort of parentless, helpless?
No, it's the parents who may be not understanding the dangers.
So they don't understand the danger.
Others are risking the child's life. I can't understand.
So is the 2 dogs with these parents?
Yes.
Okay, so you are in some other place, and you are watching what's going to happen.
That's correct.
Yes. So if are the parents, are these 2 dogs are in full control by these parents?
No, the dogs control the parents. Totally.
Dogs control the parents.
100%, Venerable Sir. Not even 90%.
So now mother is going to give a birth to a child.
Yes. One of the dogs actually is a killer. These are not tame animals. They're wild animals.
So did you discuss this matter with them?
I've tried to interfere. That's my moral dilemma, Venerable Sir. I should be minding my own business now.
Yeah, but true. But if you aren't they bothered about it?
It seems they lack the ability to grasp the danger.
So if you can simply discuss with them, and in a sort of a real cordial manner, with a full understanding manner, if you can simply have a discussion with these parents and convince them the kind of the future danger which might happen to their child, it could be all right.
What if they see the dogs as their children?
Sorry?
They see the dogs as their children.
They consider dogs as their children? So maybe because they don't have a child yet. Okay. But now they are going to have a child, no?
Yes, correct.
So maybe then their affection may change to their own child. Right now they don't have someone, correct. So their full attention, their full affection has gone to 2 dogs. But later on it may change. So you can convince them now, I mean, it is now better you shift your attention and take care of yourself and the future baby, and you simply keep away these sort of dangerous dogs. You can sort of, as a friend, you can explain it, no harm. So I think that's much better. If you are fully confident that it would be a real danger.
Yes.
Yes. So I think it's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Venerable Sir, this is the last question. It's a general question. There are 2 parts in it. Part 1, yesterday you explained mindfulness without a nimitta, without an object, called Animitta Samadhi. We have read that Lord Buddha and a few others have stayed in Animitta Samadhi sometimes for many hours. 2. We have also read about a jhana called Neva Sanya, Na Sanya jhana absorption. That is neither perception nor non-perception. Absorption which was practiced by many yogis. They can decide beforehand how long they wish to stay in this jhana. Are these two, Animitta Samadhi and neither perception nor non-perception, the same, or are they different?
They are different. So basically they are different. So basically all these arupa jhanas, starting with akasananchayatana, then vinyananchayatana, akinchanyayatana, nevasanya, nasanyayatana, all are still have very subtle object. And you are basically keeping concentration at the upper hand, and you are in the boundless realm. So they have some similarity with the Animitta Samadhi and this, but in the Akasananchayatana, just to explain sort of for understanding. Now suppose you are taking typically we can reach Arupa Jhana through Kasina. So you have a kasina. Kasina is something, say, kind of a plate kind of thing. If it is white color, and you look at it again and again, you look at it, and you get the sign of white. This white sign is there, even you close your eyes now. Now you take off the white kasina, and you still have the sign taken from the kasina, and now your object becomes that. Your attention becomes fully focused on that color kasina, white kasina. And you are again and again you are applying your mind to kasina, white kasina, white. So likewise, you are filling your mind with white color. Ultimately you spread it throughout all the directions, to front, to the sides, to the back, to the up, to the down, the whole directions now full with white. Ultimately you are being absorbed to this white color. So you come to a jhana. It is still in the material realm, still rupa jhana, material jhana. So if you have to go to arupa jhana, so say you are looking at the white kasina, and you have some kind of attention, then you through the mind you simply remove this kasina, and once remove it, what is available is kind of a space, and this space now becomes your attention. Still space is an object, very subtle object, by the way. It is not gross object, very subtle object, but the space is the object. And then similarly you spread space, all the directions, now you are spreading space, and again you absorb to this space. So we call it Akasananchayatana. So similarly, suppose you are going to the higher Arupa Jhana, so Akasananchayatana, Vinyananchayatana, Nevasanya, Nasanyayatana, whatever. So still it has an object. So this is a kind of a immaterial jhana, still has an object. But on the other hand, the Animitta Samadhi, it is achieved entirely through vipassana. So that's the difference. Entirely through vipassana. Say, when you are becoming dispassionate to an object, then only it starts fading away. Now here you completely take off the kasina purposely. But here you are simply, say you are watching a feeling. It may be happy feeling. Typically we want to get hold of the happy feeling. But you are developing again and again dispassion. Again and again you look at the impermanent nature of the feeling. It is arising, it is changing, it is passing away. It is arising, it is changing, it is passing away. It is at the moment it is pleasant. It is arising, it is changing. When it is disappear, it is not that pleasant. And you have no much control of it. And when you are wanting to have a pleasant feeling, you might get an unpleasant feeling. So likewise, you understand the sort of changing nature of the feeling. Slowly, your mind becomes dispassionate, disenchanted. The Buddha used the term nibbida. So you feel uninterested about the feeling. Now the feelings are there. You are now looking at them with a distance. You are not going and grabbing it. Rather you are releasing your hand. Now the feeling is happening and you are simply watching it in a dispassionate mind. So when you are releasing your hand and simply watching it with distance, now this starts fading away slowly. And they are coming and going. Ultimately they fades away and there may be a time there is no any other feeling occurred. Then you are then you are experiencing some kind of a space. This space is not that space. So that's the difference. So now this is a kind of a space. It is not kind of a object, but rather it's a disappearance of the object. This whatever your mind was holding, that feeling has completely disappeared, completely faded away, and still there is no new feeling arisen. So now mind has no place to establish. Mind has no object to get hold on. So it is entirely objectless and unmanifested. Buddha used another term called unmanifested consciousness. Appatittita viññāna. So, or anidassana viññāna, where your consciousness has no object, no any kind of a gross object to have its manifestation, have its establishment. So this is how you are touching this area. This is entirely through vipassana. So there's a big difference, but at the same time, when you are feeling it, suppose you mastered a particular arupa jhana, and later on, after a couple of years, you master the Animitta Samadhi, you may feel little sort of, the feeling wise, you may feel some kind of a similarity as well. But how you achieve it, how you reach them is entirely different. Yeah.
So I'll Bhante the questions.
Yeah. So we finish all the written questions. So if you have any other question, we can answer. Yeah.
This is a clarification, Bhante.
Yes.
From what Bhante told me, advised me.
Yes.
Now, my second question was also mine, like I asked, when you come to a comfort zone, if you develop that, whether you can achieve the shunyata state of mind. But Bhante said that what I am feeling is I feel the breathing behind my...
Yes.
So that means it's not no object, is it?
Yes.
There is object.
Yes.
So that is not that the path to shunyata.
No.
No, that's
Yeah.
right.
So, thing is, you have to now move entirely to the Vipassana side. Vipassana side, you have to have an object. So
Yes.
that's why you are now using body as your object. So these are changing objects. Now, when you are with Anapanasati with a fixed object, now kind of a light appear, and for you this light is kind of permanent, kind of fixed object, and you keep it like, better to have a fixed object in order to go with the samatha. Samatha is based on a fixed object. But now when you are shifted your attention to body, sensation is entirely, impermanent.
Yes.
So you are experiencing it. It is not because that Buddha said it is impermanent, but when you are on your, with your own experience, when you are experiencing it, you understand these feelings are arising, they are changing, they are disappearing. At another place, another feeling arises, that's also changing, it's also disappearing. And they are extra, the whole body is kind of vulnerable. So all these things are sort of giving you some kind of an impact. So you are developing kind of a dispassion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Vedananupassana, is it?
Yeah, Vedananupassana and Kayanupassana. Kayanupassana, where when you feel, say, suppose when you are feeling, say you are keeping your one hand on top of the other. Say, if you are feeling heaviness, that's a material property.
Yes.
Element property.
Yes.
Suppose if you are feeling heat, that's also element property. So likewise, so when you are understanding these element properties, you are in the Kayanupassana. Suppose when you are keeping it, you feel some kind of comfort, you feel some kind of happiness, and you are paying your attention to that happiness, then you are in the Vedananupassana, feeling side. So they are very much interrelated. Very, very close boundary. Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, close boundary. But we start with Kayanupassana. Element characteristics. Say what is the stiffness, roughness, kind of tightness, all these things. You know the four elements. Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. So they have their own characteristics. So these characteristics are our, are the area that we are now trying to pay our attention. Yeah.
So if I may ask, where does this lead to, this sensation, watching the body sensations?
Yes.
When you progress on it, develop on it, where does it lead to? Is it Udayabhanyana, or you can achieve shunyata with this way? Or?
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, so it is a gradual path. So you can't insist your mind to go and land in the sunyata.
Yes.
It is not the way.
Yeah.
You have to slowly teach it. Yes. You have to slowly teach your mind.
Yes.
So you understand, you suppose it's a little kid, you are teaching it, okay, this is something to look at. Now you are asking it to looking it. So it is, now you are letting it learn. What is how things are changing. Okay. So when it is changing, so naturally now at the beginning you are more interested about these little characteristics, individual characteristics. Later on, mind itself feel not that interested about this kind of detail. Rather, it will find that all have some common characteristics. Okay. It is a natural phenomenon. Evolvement. So at the beginning you have to catch this little subtle detail. Okay, stiffness, roughness, heaviness, lightness, all these little individual characteristics you are looking at. More and more you are with it. Then mind slowly comes out of it and see the big picture and see they all have some common characteristics. They all are arising, they all are changing, they all are passing away. So likewise, it is now giving you that anicca dukkha anatta. So you are getting some understanding about the impermanent, suffering and unself. When you have more understanding on it, then mind starts to let go. It's now not interested about them. Then only you are coming more into the sunyata side, still not there. I mean, still you are associating, the mind is associating objects. Ultimately, whatever the mind associated object, you are developing dispassion, and this object fades away. And due to dispassion, another mind does not catch another object. Something like that, it happens. It may take time, I mean, no hurry. So the thing is, it may take time. I mean, we can't do it forcefully. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I think there is no any other question. So we have come to the conclusion of the 3 days retreat. So within these 3 days, so we all have accumulated a lot of merit. We all are in a higher sila and practice spiritual side or develop mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. So this way we have accumulated a lot of merits, and again at the same time there's a small sharing of merits. Rupa Vanaya, who has passed away a few years ago, so today's dana is offered remembering her. So all these merits what we have accumulated we will transfer or we share with her. And again blessings are towards to Atula Karuna, Atula Kurukula Surya, Sujiva Senanayaka and Vinita Piyaratna. So, and wish that overcome their physical ailments and have the effort and inspiration to progress in the spiritual path. So, and similarly, we will consider all our passed away relatives. We will transfer all the merits to them as well. Similarly, we will share these merits with all the celestial beings. May they also receive these merits and rejoice in the Buddha's teaching. And we will pass all the merits to all the beings who are in need of merits. May they all receive these merits and may they all be free from suffering. Let all these merits help us also to free ourselves, to free from suffering and attain path, fruition, nibbana. So keeping these good thoughts in our mind, let's recite the traditional verses. Ettavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavatacha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu sasanang. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu desanang. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu mamparang. Idang vo ñātīnaṃ hotu sukitā hontu ñātayo. Idang vo ñātīnaṃ hotu sukitā hontu ñātayo. Idang vo ñātīnaṃ hotu sukitā hontu ñātayo. Imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā. Imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā. Imina punya kammena māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiyā. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.